You are now listening to a new episode of Man, Shut Up. I am Wally World. Check this out. We are now episode 7.5. And you know we're still in season 2. And the topic of this one is From Adam to Eve. Ooh, I'm not gonna waste your time. As you can tell from the elevator music in the background, this is a grown conversation. So let me go ahead and sip my drink while I can. Give me a second. Ooh, good cognac. Where was I? From Adam to Eve. Yes, sir. I need you to stay focused with me, fellas. I've already wasted 55 of your seconds, so let me go ahead and get you in line. This is where we start transitioning from a boy to a man, but we always got to remember where it is from the beginning. Thus, Adam and Eve. Now, as the music speed up, I want you to understand something. That's the way it goes in life. We start slow and then we speed up. And when we speed up, we see everything. We see all different type of potentials. We see thick, skinny, we see big, we see little, we see tall, we see short. We see all of them, all different type of skin tones. We see hair textures. We see from college women down to regular thoughts. And guess what? This is how fast our life moves. From the club to the parties to the trips to everything, to put my man on, to everything. We get all the opportunities to be able to fall in that trap. And then what happens is, as we moving, we forget something. We forget the woman sometimes that started us back from the beginning. And then the music slows back down. That's the one we always end up running back to. That's the one that we always think we have an extra pass. That's the one where we always feel like no matter what, I still have her. Let me explain something to you fellas. I've been through it as well. And that's where we lack. That's where we mess up at. We mess up because why? We forget how much they have put into us. And then we get older and we realize why women are getting upset. Adam and Eve. We forget about the beginning when we didn't have the haircut. We forgot when we didn't have the car. We forgot when we didn't have the money. Because why? It just happens. So ladies, if you're listening to this, we immature at times. And we don't realize that some of you were great people. We were just floating through life. We realized that we were Adam and we came on first. We didn't need Eve. There's sometimes we didn't appreciate Eve. There are some men right now that appreciate Eve too late. I am not talking to you, young sir. Trust and believe we've all been through it. I told you I'm not perfect. And we miss those opportunities. And what we end up doing is trying to search for other people. And when we search for other people that are doing what that Eve was once doing, we always feel like we can do better. But we can't, because guess what? We speed back up. We back out here on the scene again. She done pissed us off. She done tried to guide us and try to nurture us. She done tried to tell us some things that'll benefit us. But right now, we ain't trying to hear that shit. Right now, we back out here in the scene. We single again because we done cut off 3 times. Meanwhile, we ain't worrying about heartbreak, because why? We gonna make our heart better, because why? We don't show emotion, and we gonna get back out here and we gonna take some frustration out on some chicks. Yep. Yes, ladies, if you want to know. Yes, a simple piss off can fuck around and have a man spiraling in the wrong direction. Now we find ourselves being involved with somebody else and we really don't give a fuck about them and we really don't really like them like that. But guess what? Now you're here. Now we've caused other issues. Now we've caused other problems. And now, some way, we can't get this motherfucker off our back. So guess what we go back to? Right back to Eve. This is Eve's second chance. Eve then gave us so many opportunities that even her homegirls are now saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's looking foolish. That's right. And she's defended us. She said, you know what, it's okay, he gonna eventually get it together. You know what, that's my man, it's my fault. They even start blaming themselves. Meanwhile, they don't even understand the up and down of what we got going on. We forgot about Adam and Eve. We forgot about the ones who knew that we ain't have shit, but we promised the world to. To the point that now she decides to go on her own end and try to pick up the slack. We never change the tune. Again, on this podcast, we keep it transparent. I've been there, done that. No lie, big facts. Shout out to my brother for that line. Hope he don't charge me later. Again, Adam and Eve. Sometimes we do know there are better women out here in the world. We know that there are some women out here that put themselves in bad positions, but I'm speaking for the ones who actually had patience. And we dropped the ball. I'm not gonna name any women in my life because I don't need to. Because everybody that I've done anything or I've affected them, unbeknownst to you or not, I've apologized. Because why? I told them I was out here in these streets. I told them I was doing some things I ain't had no business. Matter of fact, some of them even caught me a few times. And guess what? I still bounce back. Why? Because everything is mine and I don't need her. You know what? I'm doing my own thing. I don't need no chick right now. Matter of fact, I'm the motherfucking man. It's a man's world. You know what? Did you ever hear of James Brown's song? Girl, please. Do you know that I put on some of the best outfits, smell good, my car clean, I got money in my pocket? Do you know how many hoes will flock to me? Yeah, you on that high horse. You on that cocaine cowboy, but not using the drug. That just means you up in life. Meanwhile, your Eve is at home calling your phone just to check on your safety, trying to make sure that you're okay. And guess what? You ignored the call. Until you got home. Until you drunk. Until you've been in some situations and now you want to call that phone. But guess what? That phone is still ringing. That phone's still ringing because she's asleep. And she's actually in bed on time. Meanwhile, you've been out and you not in the right space to even say anything about her while you out on the way home at 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the morning. Yep, I've been there. I need you guys to feel this. I need you to understand this. As a grown man, you start realizing the mistakes you made. And sometimes you're not going to be able to rewrite those wrongs because you know what? While we were just only worrying about being Adam, Eve had feelings too. Eve put her all in the relationship. So again, I'm not here to sit there and tell you that every woman's been through this because that's cap. The women that understand what I just said right now, they know what it is. Because they've already flashed back to the man that they was waiting on him to be the greatest man he could be. And some of them even had the opportunity to see the man grow with somebody else. Maybe it's you. Maybe you the one that was able to get somebody else and learn from your mistakes to be a better person for somebody else. But guess what? If you didn't, you're back out here in these streets again. You love these thoughts. Now, one thing I can say about it is that, hey, I'm going to be keeping a band. Every man loves a good old thought. You want to know why, ladies? Because thoughts are truthful, which means that if you're not truthful to your man and you giving him the run around, chances are that's the probably reason why he keeps going back to these thoughts. Because guess what? It's easy. $40, get out my face, and I ain't got to tell you about your problems, or you ain't got to tell me about mine. Matter of fact, I'm out here in these streets, and anything minor makes you feel good. So you got a few dollars to get your phone bill paid. You got a few dollars to get your hair done. You got a few dollars to get everything else in order. But guess what? I ain't got to hear your shit. It's a whole lot easier that way when you on this high horse. Again, you hear the music, right? I'm going with the music to let you know so you can educate yourself as well. That sometimes it has nothing to do with in love or nothing. It's about just the fact that you're just comfortable. But then you need somebody to love. You need somebody to really hear your dreams and aspirations. You need somebody to just give you a hug. Somebody just to tell you that they really love you. And sometimes you walked away and they cried as you left. It wasn't the fact that they were being too emotional. It just means that they didn't know what was going to happen to you when you walk out the door. I'm going to tell you what I learned. I don't mind sharing it. Because the difference between me and others, I tell you situations that I've even been in myself. And see, a lot of people want to say what they want to say, even about me per se, but I tell the real right in your face. Now can you do the same? Where was I? Adam and Eve. We have to start putting the respect and understand that we can't go back and forth, because I've also said in all of these episodes, majority of them as well, that guess what? We all the same people. There's a man sitting there doing his hard-earned thing, taking his time, being home on time, and doing his thing. And some of you chicks are giving him a hard time, expecting him to be where you want to. There's a difference between being in love and being in control. We've both felt that. Because I've been on both ends of the spectrum, by the way. But we're going to focus on one topic. And that's all that I can speak on as being a man. I want you to sit back and listen to this nice laid-back music, because that's the way the relationship majority of the time should be. Just flowing through with ease. But guess what? If the shit don't get right, we can't keep ourselves together. But guess what, ladies? I ain't gonna knock you down, because guess what? You do the same thing. Your man ain't acting right. He ain't paying bills. He ain't doing the other sucker shit that the other dude did that you claimed that you didn't want. You out here too with your best outfit on. Meanwhile, in front of your man, you're looking homely as fuck. But when you go out here with everybody else, all your bitches, you're out here wearing your best outfit, your best makeup. You found a nice nail polish. You got your nice shoes on. Your girl done got you back out here. You're fraternizing in niggas' faces. And guess what? Even though you don't want the nigga, you just like the entertainment. You like the thrill. You like the free drinks. You like all that. But meanwhile, your man would have bought you all them drinks. But guess what? You didn't give a fuck, because you just wanted to see if you still had it. And then guess what you do? Go right to Adam. Because things ain't working. The lights ain't on. You don't know how to fix your antifreeze. You don't know how to fix a tire. You want somebody to sit there and listen to your long ass day, your stressful ass day. See the way I flip the script? I want you to understand that I'm on both ways, and we are both all equals. Because this is what everybody wanted. So we have to have responsibility and have ownership to what we ask for. This is the man you want to be able to rub your back, want to be able to rub your head, want to be able to kiss on you and tell you how beautiful you are. This is the guy that you really sit there and you just look at, and he looking at you like you're crazy, like, Heifer, what the hell is you looking at me for in the middle of the morning? Because I just want to look at you because you look good while you're sleeping. That's the guy you want. That's your Adam. That's the one that was right there at the beginning of the trenches whenever you didn't have your shit together, whenever you was questioning yourself, whenever you was sitting right there not knowing what the next move you gonna make. Don't it sound familiar? You were getting impatient and you said, you know what, you're not used to this, so guess what? You got scared and you ran. Remember them? Remember them times? Your Adam was sitting right there trying to coach you through it, no matter how much you hurt his feelings, no matter how much you said anything out the way. Well, you didn't even want to listen to the nigga. But what ended up happening is, because it was something new, you didn't want to hear it at the time. You felt like you had it all together. You went right back to that fuck nigga. You went right back to that baby daddy. You went right back to that nigga that was entertaining you, telling you all the bullshit in your text messages. Wanted to take you out on dinners and take you out on lunches, only to goddamn decline you. You sat there and went on some bullshit, only to feel like it was cheap. And you realize in your head that it ain't that easy out here to go somewhere else. Instead, you might want to think about fixing your problems and going right back to Adam. But you won't, because your pride won't let you do it. Instead, you feel like you're better than what you are. Your homegirls then boost you up. And meanwhile, by this time, your homegirls then put you on another nigga. And guess what that nigga done done? That nigga done did the same thing, if not worse, than the person that you're trying to avoid. Which means that guess what? Now you have two different issues, because meanwhile, you still have feelings for Adam, but you're trying to figure out what's up with this nigga over here named Stanley. Yes, I said Stanley just because it sounds funny. Now you back to Adam again. Because now that dude done shown you the realities. That you could just be a piece of meat out here if you ain't careful. Now, for some of you, you done tried them and now you done found out you used a statistic. Look at me stuttering. Let me sip my drink. That's a hell of a word, though. Hold on for a second. Woo. Play as fuck up. Where was I? Adam and Eve. Now, the things I'm saying is making ample sense if you really pay attention to how I'm doing this. Because as I told you from season 1, everything is a strategic thing when it comes from an Aquarian's mind. Shout out to all you aquas out there. We may look dumb, but we are way deeper than you think. Just as deep as the Adam and Eve in the Bible. Now, I don't want to get spiritual for the ones who don't believe in some of these, but everything, even the Bible, is a lesson. You don't have to really say it actually existed, but just think of the lesson. We're here for the lesson. What do I saying? That just because you may think that you are Adam, you may not be an Adam to Eve. And just because you may think you're Eve, you may not be an Eve to Adam. It comes with way more things than what you can imagine. Just because you were there when a man ain't have nothing doesn't mean you're going to be there when he does. But you try your best to be able to elevate throughout the time. If you become comfortable, you're not the one. Fella, same thing. If you not, she will pack her bags and get the fuck on. You hear me? Now, she done gave you 13 opportunities to get your shit together. She's been embarrassed by her friends. She's been embarrassed by her family. She is tired. She's burnt out. Now she ends up having kids by you, per se. And now, guess what? You're not even doing nothing for the kids. So now she's ripping and running. This is how fast her brain is going, because she has to figure out what she's going to do. She's doing it all by herself. She has to maintain things, and ain't nobody helping her. And everybody she goes back to has finally fell out. And everybody, parents, wives, ain't taking care of the kids. And you know what? She really don't want to put you on child support, but now she has no choice. Because why? Because all the bills are starting to pile up, and you are over here still back where you were from the beginning. That number 9 minutes. You over here just all in the club, fucking with other thoughts, and she done caught you and everybody else have, and now she has no choice but to put you in the court system. And now Adam and Eve is back in front of the judge. I want you to understand how this works. I really got choked up for real. Because this is how we have become divided. We want to say grandma and grandpops was weak. We want to say they were weak, but they were the strongest ones. Because they understood that who they picked and who they chose is for the long haul. Some of us are almost 40 years old and still can't understand who's who. Because we've been scarred by seeing someone before us. I want you to think about that. You make sure that you remember who the ones who was there when you ain't have shit. Make sure you remember the ones who was there with all your dreams, aspirations, and plans. The one that was your biggest fan. There's never a time when you can forget about them. There's never a time when someone else catches your attention. There's never a time where you shall have to entertain somebody else. Because now you're showing that you never was Adam nor Eve in the first place. There are a lot of Adams that are looking at women as Eves, and they're not. A lot of them are Delilahs. And a lot of Adams are Sauls. I want you to understand how this thing truly works. I want you to feel my aggression in this microphone as I pour another sip. That if we take our time to really find out who's really for us, instead of trying to imagine and envision and have expectations, we probably got an Adam and Eve right in front of us who's ready to deal with us no matter how we are, no matter the ups and downs, no matter the mistakes. Because one thing we know is no one's perfect. And just because one does one doesn't mean the other's not doing the other. And it can affect both equally. The same way somebody might cheat for one is the same way somebody might steal for another. It's all a sin, and we all doing shit that we don't think is absolutely even, but guess what? In the eyes, it's all even. Back to Adam and Eve from the beginning. One mistake put us in the position that we are in today. I don't think that both of them pointed at each other and said, "You did it more than I did. You started this first. You got us fucked up." I don't think that's how it went. I think they both understood the rules, and guess what? They got casted out together. So they stuck it out through thick and thin. I want you to just hear this music, let it vibe. Adam and Eve. If you got a woman that stands by your dreams and your goals and loves you for real, not that play shit, not nothing where it's just beneficial for her, not when she gets all the information and sucks it all out of you, all your energy just to be better and then kick you to the curb because it don't make sense. You don't want that. And you don't want that man that takes everything from you, down to your car, down to your taxes, down to everything, and get designer clothes and do whatever and sit in the corner and don't give you nothing and ends up walking away to another person. But what we can do is this. We can do better in our choices. And we can start looking into people's hearts and brains and figure out what's their expectation as far as who they are individually, not for the expectations of who the hell the other person is. Because if not, you might as well pack your shit together and don't even move in together. Grab all your shit, tell them to go ahead and break the lease, go ahead and leave. Because some of y'all already is moving this fast. You done broke the lease, you done split up everything, furniture going one way, kids going the other way, and now your head is on the motherfucking spin. But guess what? You just realized you put yourself in some bullshit. Because why? You divided your family. And guess what? Now, little mama wants daddy and little man wants mama. But guess what? Now you only can settle it for one way, the system. And the system got y'all ass locked up to the point where you gotta arbitrate. And a lot of y'all didn't heard the word arbitration, but you don't want to arbitrate. That's why you came to the court. And when you came to the court, the goal was to try to settle something. But now they got y'all asses back in there arbitrating again when you tried that shit a whole 3 years ago and you didn't get to nothing. So now you're sitting there saying, Judge, it's whatever. Hear me out. And a lot of people get sold short, which makes the anger of Eve say, I'm only getting $40 a month for a child that I know I'm putting well over 5 times the amount for every month. And then we end up not taking care of our families and our kids. We worrying about the emotions of adults. Hear me now. Boy, if you don't, I ain't said nothing wrong yet. And for the ones who have not gotten that position yet, sometimes they watch the other examples of others and it makes them scared to be able to be in that position. Because I might be thinking like this, looking at an Eve, and she may not think that I'm an Adam. But now we here. Trust and believe if you have to replay this because it might be too deep for some, when it shouldn't be. Everything ties together. It's all about who was for you at the beginning. You have an obligation to be loyal to that. And don't think because you was at the beginning that's your final job. You have to be able to grow within the time. I just needed a moment to really for y'all to think about that. We can change families, we can do better if we just take the time to really look in the mirror at ourselves. Forget your career, forget your job, forget your money, forget all your income, forget your bills, forget your debt, forget all those things, because guess what? 2 heads are better than one. If you sit there and try to do it all by yourself because you want to be so independent, let the world know instead of the person that's laying beside you, then you're a loser. You know what you need to do? You need to go back and reiterate and go back to your mama and your daddy and your cousins and your aunts and whoever was before you that taught you that that's not the right way. You have a lot of things we have to fix, male or female. You have to tell your mama that she can't tell you nothing about life when she's been a failure and she hasn't had a proper relationship. Guess what? You have to do the same thing for your daddy, the one who sat you out here and made you be a man on your own and made you realize that Adam is powerful and your mama told you that Eve is powerful, and now we forget where our power comes from. So now we back, sad and somber, not knowing our position. So now we realize that some of these Eves are so independent because another nigga before this Adam that they have in their life made them push too hard. And there's Adams in this world that are pushing their life away or end up being lazier because of Eve before you, sweetheart, allowed him to do so. Which means that Adam and Eve may not be for each other. You have to understand about the character of people. You have to sit down and make this serious and ask where they truly came from. You got to see how hard they really push and how hard they work to understand that some things are what they are. Again, Adam to Eve. Respect the woman who was there through your bullshit. Respect the woman who kept bringing you back. And ladies, respect the man who sit there and know you ain't perfect and didn't want you to be perfect and still love you like no other. Because no one owes you shit. Even though the higher power gave us everything for free. And we still find a way to fuck that up. Again, thank you guys for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell while you're there. Man, please do that so you can make sure you get everything that gets sent. If you have a business, music, or an event, you know to hit me up. FlameGameTime84@gmail.com. Let's give them your flowers while you're living. Feel me? And again, the business of the day is, I got a business for you if you in the Triad area of North Carolina, which is Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, surrounding areas. I got a light restoration for you. Now, I know you get tired of riding in the dark and you can't see nothing. Y'all know, we all done it. Sometimes those drunk nights. Sometimes those nights we ain't got no business being out here in these streets at night and we can't see nothing. We don't know if a deer coming. We don't know what's going on. But I got a man for you right now. I need you to look up COE Marcus on Facebook. He gonna make sure you can see clearly on the way home. From them club nights. From them late night third shift drives. He gonna get your lights together. And he's reasonable. You can try the other man instead of the brother man. And the brother man gonna make sure your lights is good. And meanwhile, my lights are on point. He did those months ago. Matter of fact, almost 6 months ago at this point. And they still shine bright. No need to you go to those other people that's giving you an arm and a leg for lights that all you gotta do is turn them on at night. Holla at him. COE Marcus, let them get you right. Love the business, support small business. And again, love yourself, love each other, be mindful, and be wise. And you know I gotta say it before I go. Peace and love. Now I'm gonna let this elevator music go on because it's on some grown shit. And I can sip as it fade to black. Peace.